Hey guys, it is NaNoWriMo day 9 and it's November 9th and it's 8:39. I've been writing for the last hour and I swear I was getting ready to write. I literally wrote the first word of the chapter, which was after, and I didn't want to write, and I was like, no, I'm gonna skip writing again, but I was like, I can't, and I was just going back and forth and wrestling, and like, I may as well quit NaNoWriMo. I'm not gonna get this written. I'm just too burnt out. And then I started, I had to work out a few more plot details that I realized my plans had plot holes. My husband and I talked through some of them last night, but I found some more issues, but I finally got those corrected, and I just forced myself to start typing, and the more that I did that, the more into it I did get. But boy, was it an effort. But I did write. Yay! So now I need to send off my newsletters because Saturday is my busy night, but I figured I needed to write first because if I didn't, oh boy, if I had sent my newsletters first, I never would have wrote. Well, let's check it out. So this is gonna throw things off because that was not day 8 yesterday. This is day 8 tonight, but here we are. Even though it's day 9 of NaNoWriMo and it's November 9th, so that's gonna be confusing. This was chapter 12, is 1730, so it's pretty good. And the whole book is 18,212, which is good because I was supposed to be at 16K on day 8, so that means today I'm supposed to be at 18K. Let me check real quick. I actually wrote that down on my calendar here. So the 9th, yes, I'm supposed to be at 18K. So and I'm supposed to be on chapter 18, so I'm a little behind on the chapter, but the word count's what matters. So I did get to 18K today, so I'm right on where I should be. We did it. I'm just gonna take this one day at a time. So whew, I did it. I wrote today. Good to go. We'll check in with you guys next time. Hey guys, so it's NaNoWriMo day 10. It is Sunday, November 10th at 7:42, and it's day 9 of writing in the Cost to Escape because everything's all off. And I actually just wrote chapter 13, so yeah, it's been a long day, kind of stressful. So when I first sat down for my me time, literally probably around 7 o'clock, I knew what scene I was doing and I immediately got straight into it, and I was like channeling all that stress into the scene, and I immediately got immersed into it, and I feel like writing tonight was kind of what I needed, which ended up being a good thing because then I'm not dreading it or not wanting to write or anything like that. So I got into it, and I basically have gotten everything I needed done to kickstart the plot, which, I mean, I'm 20,000 words into it, so the plot has started, but it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's just maybe like I don't know if it's the midpoint climax. It's not quite the midpoint climax, but it's just like, I don't know. It's a beat. It's a major beat. Like, okay, in any story you have like point A, B, C, and maybe like a point D, and then the chapters kind of fill it in. And I feel like I'm finally getting from like the inciting incident and the initial plot line with all the mystery stuff to point B, which is gearing toward the eventual climactic, midpoint climax, if you will, if that made any sense. So wrote everything down, but it's the Cost to Escape day 9. Chapter 13 was 1,937, so it wasn't quite 2,000 words that I wrote today, but my main word count goal is 20K, and I got to 20,061, and the chapter ended. I didn't want to like force it any extra, so overall that's what I wrote, and I feel really good, and I didn't not want to write. Like, the first thing that I wanted to do tonight was write, and I did, and I still had plenty of time to do everything else. So that's it for tonight, and basically what I'm trying to say is my character is ready to head overseas to track down the bad guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if this was taken, this is when he's going after his daughter, like that kind of vibe. So yeah, I'm into it. I don't have any plot points from here, so the 20,061 is the actual word count because I have no more notes. I have my beat sheet that I haven't been following due to like my own brain having my own notes. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of have to wing it and figure out details from here, but I'm into it, so I will check in with you guys next time. Hey guys, so it's supposed to be NaNoWriMo day 11, and I'm supposed to be writing chapter 14 in The Cost to Escape. I kind of sort of know what I'm doing. I checked my beats earlier. I recalculated based on the word count I'm at now and the 19 days I have left. I have to do at least 1,500 words a day, at least 2 chapters. Every chapter from this point forward has to be at least 800 words. That leaves me like 29,900 words left, so I have to write at least so many a day. Like, I'm just doing all the calculations, and basically that wouldn't leave me any day of a break, but one, don't feel good. 2, my internet has gone out. We have 2 different ones. One we use for fun, and the other one's my work internet. It's always my work internet that goes out, and it's driving me insane. And we just replaced this at the end of October last month, so it hasn't been very long, and yet I still have to replace this thing. So we got to go in and do that at some point, even though finances are pretty tight right now. I can't wait for Trump to get in office, and I hope that the stuff gets better, because it's just really rough right now financially. So I've got all of that on my mind, and I still haven't planned everything for Immortal's release yet. I'd have YouTube videos to edit. I still could edit The Heart of Christmas. I just am not feeling the writing tonight, and I've been back and forth on this for a while, thinking about quitting NaNoWriMo and just writing this book in my own time, but then I'm worried it won't ever get done, and I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. It's really frustrating because I really want to write. I'm sitting here with a blank page and I have no idea, like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I just can't get the words out, you know, and it just frustrates me because I should be able to, and I don't know. So I feel like a failure, and I don't know if it's because I'm emotional and just kind of like dealing with some stress, I guess, or what. But it really bothers me. I don't like it. So probably gonna film a TikTok and share it on social media to let everybody know that I'm not writing tonight, and I don't think I'm gonna get this book done this month, if at all. I just hate it so much. Also, I don't think the quality of the video is clear, and I'm not sure why, so I'm sorry about the bad quality, but yeah, so I'm giving up. I will check in with you guys whenever. I don't know what's going on or why I can't write, so later. Guys, so it's still NaNoWriMo day 11, and I transferred some files from my phone to my computer, and when I did that I had to unplug my keyboard, so I had to reach and actually type with my laptop keyboard, and it has a different texture to it. And this is going to sound totally weird, but I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to bring my actual laptop to the couch and have a change of like scenery, because sometimes that can help. And I actually wrote. So basically this is my little setup here, and yeah, I just wrote chapter 14, so this kind of helped in having the different texture and everything. It honestly really did help it kind of make, like, feel different. So I don't know what it was, but I wrote 900, I think it was like 969, I wrote it down, 969 words in chapter 14 from 8:35 to 9:01, and the book is now 21,069 words total. And from what I calculated, because of the chapters where I got ahead previously, each chapter from this point forward just has to be at least 808 words. So 969 seems like, to me, it doesn't seem like a lot because I'm used to each chapter having to be 1,000, but it's okay. So I think I'm okay. I am behind. I'm supposed to be writing 1,500 words a day, but I'm taking it. It's better than nothing. And if I make Nano, if I do, that's good. If not, whatever. So I'm going to count this one as a win, and I will check in with you guys next time. So it's NaNoWriMo day 12. It's November 12th, and it's 7:41 p.m., but I did write a session earlier that I just logged on NaNoWriMo, so I will log it with you guys. Well, I had to get dinner and stuff, so I didn't have a chance to log this earlier. So it's The Cost to Escape day 11. Sorry about that. chapter 15, and so far it's 8:12. Oops, I gotta pull it up. Sorry. 21:9:37. 21:9:37. So far, but I came to a scene cut, and then like my sister came home and we had dinner and did all the things, so I'm planning on writing some more into chapter 15 right now. I just wanted to vlog it while I was doing like logging my earlier session, because I didn't want to get confused or anything, because I didn't write it all at once right now, so I wanted to make that clear. So yeah, I will check in with you guys when I get this session done. And yeah, that's basically it. And I'll talk about the chapter then. So guys, so it's still day 12 of writing in NaNoWriMo. It's still day 11 of writing in The Cost to Escape, and I just wrote my second session. So my second session here has been 6:02. That's an O. And we are now at 22,537. So yeah, let's talk about it for a minute. So the first session when I went into this, he's in another country, so I've actually been using Google Maps a lot, and I've been researching the country and what it would be like to like land there, especially for a military guy, and like terrorist activities and like all this stuff. And it creates like this, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I'm not just writing. I have to write, and then I have to research, and then I have to write, and it kind of breaks it up. And so for me, that kind of helped a little bit. And so I also discovered, I know the whole Street View thing has existed for a long time, so I'm not new. I've just never used it before, but that's been really helpful to like pick out the locations that I need. Like, for example, I have this plot point where the terrorists are going to be in this certain area, and I researched where terrorist activities are actually pretty heavy in this particular country. And so I was able to click on that area and like go to Street View and look around and like act like I was walking around digitally, which allowed me to picture what that region's going to look like. I also was able to track the distance from like where he lands and then where he needs to go, and that's 22 miles, so how long it would take him to get there and everything else. And like I said, I was able to, whoopsie, I didn't mean to do that. How do I undo this? Okay, so you're able to like do what's here, and then used to have like a Street View. I don't know what's going on, but either way, you click on like what's here, and it's not working. That's stupid. But usually there'd be like a Street View, and you click that and it would take me into the street. So that's been kind of distracting me from feeling like I'm overwhelmed. So I'm into it. I just am not into writing. And so what helps is when I start writing, I'm like into the story a little bit. So this session was like a lot of planning and strategy between the characters and everything else. So I was able to do that. And I got into it just fine. It's like trudging through mud sometimes. And I like the story. I like the plot line. And when I start writing, I'm kind of inspired, but the actual act of writing is just so hard that like even right now, the thought of trying to write more, I'm like, oh, I should write more, catch up on my word count, do this and do that. The thought of writing more is just, no, it's such a big dread for me. And I also wanted to check and see, today is what did we say? Today is the 12th. I should be at 24K. So I'm at 22K. So I'm actually behind by a day. But that gave me, I think that still left me a few days of leeway. Yeah. So technically I should finish by the 26th instead of the 25th now, if I keep it up. So I had like 5 days of leeway. So it's okay. I like being ahead, not behind. But honestly, I think I need to focus less on nano and writing every day and more on just get the story told. And so every day that I write is a win and not a failure. And even if I'm only writing, 600 words here and 800 words there, like it's still writing. I still didn't skip it. So I should count that as a good thing. Because progress is progress. So that's pretty much where I'm at. And I will check in with you guys next time. Hey guys! Oh my gosh, so it's NaNoWriMo day 13. It's November 13th and it's Wednesday and it's 8:31. And I just finished writing In the Cost to Escape. And I have been mulling over it last night and this morning, and I thought, well, I need to get the scene in my head, and if I think about it all day, I'll be more excited to write it. And I was so inspired. I also had prayed about it. I've been doing tons of research. I actually have down this rabbit hole of knowing a lot more about Pakistan than I ever imagined I would. It's been wonderful, and I had a lot of fun, and this was a really action-packed chapter, so I was really into it. And at first this chapter was a plot challenge just because I have to figure out like a military plan for the bad guys and the good guys, and how the good guys, like, you know, how each side has their own plans and foils the plans and like good and bad stuff. So it's like a lot of strategic stuff, military strategic stuff on two different sides. In real life, I'm better with fantasy stuff. But once I figured all of those details out, it really hit me really smoothly. And then it was just about writing the action, which sometimes is hard, but like I was just really inspired, and the ideas really came to me. So I'm actually really, really excited, and I haven't actually looked. I highlighted it all, but I don't know what the word count is or how much I wrote. So let's check it. All right. So it's day 12 of writing In the Cost to Escape. And I wrote chapter 16, which is 2,616 words. Yay! And the whole book is now 25,153, which is amazing. So yeah, that's really good. I'm so excited. I don't want to spoil things for you guys. So yeah, I feel so excited and relieved. It's been like trudging through mud the last couple of days, but something about this chapter revitalized me, and I'm so excited. And I feel like I can start a little bit more. This one ends up being a lot more action, like military action. Like once the inciting incident happened, it was like military action this whole time with some like suspense and like mystery and planning and stuff. But now it's gonna lean more into like the romantic suspense. So the suspense and action mixed more with the romance now. So I'm pretty excited. Maybe that was my problem. Or at least one of my problems. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna vlog this for TikTok, post on social media, and then get to work doing other things. But I feel revitalized. I needed this. I think the praying helped. So I will check in with you guys next time. Hey guys. Of course, my dogs go nuts. They've been so badly behaving today. So it's NaNoWriMo day 14. It's November 14th, Thursday. It is day 13 of writing In the Cost to Escape, and it's 4:20, and I just finished writing In the Cost to Escape today. So I had a lot of plotline things to figure out. It took me about 15 to 20 minutes just to sit and think and plan. I was on Google Maps. I was researching Pakistan hospitals, transportation, trains and railway stations, and all this fun stuff as I'm getting a plan together to kind of move into the next phase of the book. I'm still kind of in this phase, but they're in a foreign country, and I need to figure out how to get them out of it while keeping up with the action and the bad guys chasing them and that sort of thing. And I don't think it's spoilers to say that. It's pretty typical, like, action-y, like, action book plot stuff. So I was into it, and I was super inspired. I think the having to plan and figure out what I'm doing like slowed me down, but like I had the intense desire to like write it, figure out the details, all that stuff. Had to do tons of research for more stuff than just that, but that's the gist of what I can tell you without spoiling things. Also, please ignore my dogs. They are absolutely going nuts. So when I actually started writing and figure out the details, I was into this chapter, and I feel like I should write more, and I want to write more, but I don't want to burn myself out. And I'm more like the act of writing more, like I want to, but it's still just like, nah, do I really, you know, like I want to continue writing the story, but the act of sitting here writing is difficult. So I need to just be happy with writing one chapter a night instead of two. And I think that's been my disappointing feeling lately, is when I got to that point where I was like stuck and trudging through mud. Like I switched from writing 2 chapters a night to only being able to barely get out 1. And now I'm inspired and kind of excited to write the book, but I still can only do 1 a day. And I think my brain was just kind of disappointed by that, but it's okay. I shouldn't have to do 2 chapters a day. It's about the word count anyway. And so I think I'm still okay, because I was supposed to get, I think I'm still 1 day behind. So today is the 14th. Yeah, I'm supposed to be at 28,000 and I'm at 26. So as long as I keep up and stay 2,000 behind, I'm still okay, because that would just put me a day later, which it would be the 26th instead of the 25th. So I'm still okay as long as I keep up with that much. So we'll see what happens, but that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I feel good. It was a good writing session. I'm gonna film my TikTok version and post it on social media. And like I said, I finished at 4:20 and I started actually writing after the research, probably 3:15 or 3:30, because I just had so much research, and then my breakfast took longer to fix, so I was doing most of the research while it was cooking, and then when it was finished I ate, which took some time away. But either way, I have actually plenty of me time left over, so later on if I'm inspired to write I may, but I don't want to push myself. So a chapter a day is what I can do. I was gonna say a chapter a day keeps the doctor away, but that's stupid. Yeah, so I will check in with you guys next time, and I'm glad that I'm inspired every day. I've been praying about it, so maybe that's kind of like the difference. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will check in with you guys next time. Hey guys, so it's still NaNoWriMo day 14 and November 14th, and I actually wrote 369 more words. In the Cost to Escape, I started chapter 18 and I just wrote 1 scene. I was doing the dishes and I got super inspired for the scene. So I wanted to write it while I was there, and I love it. I love it so much. And so I scene cut, and the next bit and the rest of this chapter is going to be more complicated stuff that I don't want to have to think about tonight, and I've got so much other to-do stuff that I need to get done, so I'm not going to push it, but I did write 369 more words, so we're at 26,797 total. And also, the TikTok that I posted earlier, I had a friend respond to me about interest in like how I do my research and stuff, so I may do another TikTok to add to that, but I wanted to I may come back on here for you guys and actually expand upon that a little bit. I may go ahead and do it now since you guys are on here. So the first thing that I was using a lot was Google Maps. And like I said, I'm in Pakistan. So I'm in this city called Peshawar, Pakistan, which is this area here. And then I did a lot of research like about the areas and like terrorist activity here. I pulled up a site where Pakistan is a country that does still have terrorist activity in it. And one of the areas that supposedly does get a lot of like terrorist activity is the Kaithel Pass or something like that, which is this road that like goes into the border to Afghanistan. And one of the areas is Landi Kotal over here. And so that's kind of, sorry, there was a fly. So this was the area where I had, one of the situations happen. And then I think there was some sort of village. What was it? I don't have it saved here. It was like southeast about 30 miles. I don't remember where it was. Oh, Baramazai. Here we go. The village of Baramazai. And the mosque, I actually did look at pictures. Somehow I found pictures of the place. The photos, that's how I did. So I pulled up the photos here of Baramazai because I had a major scene happen here. So this was able to give me like a picture of the landscape and what it looks like. And then I scrolled through the pictures here to kind of get a feel for like the city and the village and everything else. And that kind of gave me a nice layout of like the land so I could describe the environment, which honestly, like I was thinking just like desert. So it was kind of cool that I was able to look at that. They also have a mosque in the area. So this was like the mosque a little bit outside there. So again, it kind of helped me with scene ideas, knowing like what, not only the people and the dress and like I didn't really use that a whole lot, but I like looking at the visuals. Another cool feature that I like on here is you could go right click and then measure distance, and then you pick a secondary location like Peshawar, and then you measure distance here, and it pops up in miles, because that's, you know, what I use here in the US. And that looks like, oh, it's going backwards. So like 28 miles. I thought it was like 30, but yeah, like 28 miles. And so you can Google how fast and all that stuff. So that's what I was doing to measure distance from there to Peshawar, and then that to Land Kotal, because that was another place. And then within Peshawar itself, I was looking at like what it has in the area. I was looking up, so they've got like a museum and stuff. I also looked up trains, and like I did train station, and up near Land Kotal, I found one and I clicked on it, and based on when I was clicking on it and finding information on it and Googling it, it seems like it's like a tourist attraction that was also closed in like 2006. So that's not like a live railway that they can take, like one of those things that they could take out of the city. And so I ended up looking up train, just the word train, and all of the, like, these are like live stations. So this is like the railway station at Peshawar city. So if you go here, because that's going to be another plot point I have soon. So that shows me what that looks like, and I can describe how that looks. And then I had to look up, okay, so I was scrolling through my history here, and as you can see, a lot of it is like the mosque and Baramazai. Like I was looking at that a lot, apparently. Oh, that was just now. Okay, here we go. So I had to look up, I basically Googled, yeah, here we go. Railway lines in Pakistan was what I Googled, and I clicked on this map here, and pulled that up, and that shows me, so it took me a bit, but I was like, where the heck is Peshawar? Apparently it's way up here. So see how close Peshawar is to the Afghanistan border? Again, that's why there's a lot of terrorist activity going in and through there. So with that, I was able to trace, okay, this will take us down south, and basically trying to figure out, I've researched where the U.S. Embassy is, which is in Islamabad. So basically they take that by railway. So then I went back to here and I did measure distance, hold on, clear measurement. Okay, so then measure distance, and then you zoom out, and I found Islamabad. That may be too far. Islamabad here, and distance to here, which is 94 miles. I think I got 96 when I did that last. So it's about 90 miles, 94 to 96 miles from here to here by railway. And so then I looked up, where did it go? Yeah, 96 miles by train, and that I couldn't find anything. I tried the speed distance thing, which was stupid, and it didn't work. How long would it take a train to travel 90 miles? I didn't find anything there. And so then I was like, okay, how fast do trains go? And I found it's 60 to 65 miles. So I was like, if you're going 60 miles an hour, 90 miles would be an hour and a half. So I did that. And then I looked up Peshawar Hospital. I did find them on the map though. And I looked up the 3 different hospitals, and I clicked on them, and their actual websites. One was Peshawar General Hospital, another one had a Facebook group, and then the other one was the Northwest General Hospital. So I looked that up, and then I used ChatGPT to ask me how, because I couldn't find any payment information, and on their estimate it was like 1,000 to 2,000 Pakistani rupees. So then that's when I did the exchange rate from Pakistani rupees to dollars, which 1,000 rupees is about $3. So it's like really, really cheap. And so that's just, and that was just basically today. So that is literally all of the research that I did today, just for one chapter, which was those 1,275 words that I wrote. And that kind of gives you an idea. Every day that I'm having them in the country, I have to do little things like that to research where I'm going and what's going on. So for reference for you guys, if you're doing a lot of research for like contemporary books, first of all, Google is good, and multiple sources. Never believe the first or 2 things that you read. You always want to go to multiple websites. If you're looking for like a building, like a hospital or any type of building. If they have a website, go to that website, because that'll show you like if it's a bakery or if it's like a shop or a store or a company or a hospital, anything like that. Like that'll show you what their company is about. Google Maps is really helpful in going to locations, figuring out driving distance, walking distance, getting the layout of a city, looking at pictures from a city or a country you've never been to. Googling images from those pictures from that area also helps. Can give you a real example of the layout. Another thing that I used to be able to do for some reason that hasn't been able to do it anymore was Street View, and I was able to actually walk around in Land Cotal, or whatever that top one was, the northern one, the second place I went to. I was able to like walk through the city streets on that one to kind of tell what it looked like. But I haven't been able to do Street View since. I don't know what happened with that. So those are kind of the research things. And I do, if I can't find the answer on Google because it's too specific of a question, I will go to ChatGPT and ask it. And then based on its response, I will go back to Google and see if I can fact check on different things like that. Yeah, that's pretty much what I research. And always check your sources, always double and triple check anything, no matter what you use for your research. But yeah, hope that gives you guys a little bit of an insight as to my research. And yeah, so that's been day 14 of NaNoWriMo. I will check in with you guys next time. Hey guys, so it's NaNoWriMo day 15 and it's November 15th and I just had a major breakthrough. So when I sat down to write, I looked at the I don't know if I told you guys, I think I did tell you guys this, but last night I got inspired and I wrote an extra scene like this, the first scene in chapter 18, it was 369 words. And then I did a scene cut. So today I came in and I was looking at the scene cut and I know what approximately I needed to do for this chapter and I was really dreading it. I didn't want to write. I was going to skip writing. And then I looked on here and today I'm supposed to be hitting 30,000 words and I was at 26,797. So I was like, oh, I need to do over 3,000 words tonight to catch up. And I'm like, that's doable, but like, I don't want to write. And I'm like, I'm going to do it. And then I was like, I don't even want to write. So to me, I just need to get a chapter written. And me being an overachiever, basically I sat down and I started writing. It must have been between 7 and 8 o'clock. It was somewhere in, I think it was closer to 7:30. So I'm just going to say 7:30 and it's 8:40. Well, I finished at 8:42. It's been 2 minutes since then. So about an hour and a half, an hour and 15 minutes or so. But I started writing and I was watching the word count and I was like, this is bad. So I know in the past that dialogue has helped push word counts to be longer and longer. So I got a bunch of characters together and I started having them talk and kind of talk about the mission and strategy and the plan from here on out, the OG plan that's going to get disrupted, so it's not like spoiling the book. And I just kept going, and then I ended that chapter, and then I started chapter 19, and I had my character, and she kind of did a thing on me, and that was a surprise. And then the other character got involved, and it was just like dialogue, and then it ended up being really sweet. And then I knew the cliffhanger I was going to end on, and I was getting closer and closer. And when I hit the 28,000 mark, I knew, okay, I have achieved today, because remember, my goal right now is just to not fall any further behind, so I have to be at least 2,000 words behind where I'm supposed to be. So 30K, that means tonight I'm supposed to get to at least 28K, and I'm just a day behind. But I started to get closer and closer to 29, and then I hit 29, and I'm like, all right, I can do this, I can get to 30. So I just kept going, and I knew the cliffhanger I wanted to end on have chapter 19 end on, and basically I got there. Oh my gosh, so I got to 30,000 words, and then about that it was just wrapping up the conversation, ending the cliffhanger, and ending chapter 19. So basically what I'm trying to say is I caught up, and I'm really inspired. I know what I'm doing from this point forward, and I know there was one plot point yesterday that I needed to figure out was how I get my characters to... I need to get my characters... I don't know if I can say that. Spoilers if you don't want to know anything. I need to get my character separated from the other side characters because the side characters can help keep them safe. So I need to separate and isolate them so I can have other fight scenes happen. All right, you can come back. No spoilers. So basically, and it wasn't even like spoilers, it was just saying, but either way, but I figured that out. I know how I'm doing it now, so it's all good. So let's check out what I wrote. So, like I said, it's Friday the 15th of November, day 15 of NaNoWriMo, but it's day 14 of writing and the cost to escape. And I wrote the rest of chapter 18, which was 13,065 words. No, that's not right. 1,365 words on top of the 369 that I wrote yesterday. And then chapter 19 was 1,995. So I wrote this on the NaNoWriMo thing. So altogether it was 3,360 words, which was just enough to get me to 30,157 words. I caught up. I'm not behind anymore. I'm so relieved. And the thing is, I'm into it. Like, I was really like, I didn't want to write. I was kind of dreading it. And then I was just writing words to get the word count up, while at the same time I was still into the other characters and the dialogue and what they were talking about. So it wasn't like it was just nonsense. It was just, for me, my brain was paying more attention to the word count and just, okay, this guy's talking and that person's talking and that person's talking. And it was kind of necessary. So I feel like instead of rushing and skipping through all that just to get to the story, the plot beats, I feel like it's good to kind of fill in things, to fill in the details, and it's not filler, you know what I mean? So I feel so good. Yesterday revitalized me. I think it was yesterday. Which I know what revitalized me. And again, spoilers, if you don't want spoilers for the cost to escape, I'll let you know when to skip, but essentially, and I'm not giving specific, by the way, I'm not giving specific spoilers. This is just more details that are still vague, that may give potential hints if you guys don't want to know anything. So if you don't want to know anything, click away. I'll let you know when to come back. But essentially, because my character gets kidnapped and he goes after her to rescue her, it kind of like separates them, and it became more of like a military action book. And then it wasn't until he rescued her that I feel kind of more revitalized, because then it turns into more of a romantic suspense, because, oh, they're together again. And I think part of my problem not only was the fact that I'm burning out, and now I'm like vlogging my progress, which forces me to stay committed rather than writing the book on my own time. So the vlogging combining with NaNoWriMo, it just forces me to write, when instead of just doing it randomly when I'm inspired. All of that kind of combined to make that one like earlier this week and that little chunk really difficult to write. But now that they're back together, I feel a little bit more in my element. At the same time, I'm reading a really good romantic suspense that's a Christian romantic suspense, so same genre as mine, and it's really, really good, and I'm almost finished with it, and it's kind of revitalizing me. So I feel like yesterday revitalized me, getting back into writing like more than just a couple hundred words at a time feels good. And also I started praying about it more than I usually do, and asking God specifically to help me get through this like rut. By the way, you guys can make them come back before, when I was talking about God and all that stuff when I was done with the spoilers. So yeah, praying about it helped, getting through that part, being at the part I am, starting a new section of the book, really a new part to the book, and then writing more than just a couple hundred words at a time kind of revitalized me. So I feel good, and 30,000 words were over halfway. So that's good. The book is over halfway. That's the halfway point, and it's only day 15. So we're doing really good, and it just makes me feel good. So I'm going to vlog this for TikTok and all Reel and YouTube Shorts and Instagram and all that stuff, and post it. And then I got other work to do, and I will do that. And then I will check in with you guys next time. So hey guys, and welcome to another video. I don't know why I did my normal intro, but hey guys, it is NaNoWriMo day 16. It is Saturday, November 16th, and it's 7:43, and I actually got an early start tonight. It was like 6:50 when I started writing. My sister got a call. She's on call this weekend, so she had to go in for work, so I got an early start. And I did write in the cost to escape, and I wanted to get my writing done, and I was kind of inspired, but it's a really heavy-handed action scene, and so I was struggling, not necessarily with writing, like the writing was difficult, but it was just kind of just like figuring out what to do with the action, if that makes sense, and finding the action story beats and stuff. But I eventually did it, and I was gonna stop, but I kept going because I wanted to get back to my original word count, which is 2,000 words every day, whether that's one chapter divided into 2 chapters or just in one. But I did do it, so let's check it out. So it's day 15 of writing in the Cost to Escape, and I wrote chapter 20, and it was 2,030 words, and the whole book is now 32,188 words, which is actually right where I'm supposed to be. So I'm getting ready to log it on the Nano website. It was 6:50, and I just finished at 7:42, and it's 7:45 now. So by the time I got all that written down and filmed and stuff. So I feel really good now that I've got it done, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing, but I figured it out. So I'm kind of just improvising my way through this book, winging it, and I don't like it. I don't like flying by the seat of my pants. This is kind of stressful, which could contribute, but I was inspired, and like as I was writing, like other than the difficulty of figuring out the action sequence, like where are the good guys, where are the bad guys, and I'm a fantasy person, so like you give me a good sword fight and a dragon and magic and I'm fine. Guns and shootouts is in the modern world is not my thing, but it's slowly becoming my thing, and I'm getting better and better at it. So it was just like it's harder for me to write those kind of scenes, but I'm getting there. It was fun. I also had to draw a little diagram here, which I'll show you guys. So they're in a hospital, and I figured out where their room is, where the blast came from, where the bad guys are, where the good guys are. I did a little compass rose, and then where they end up and how they escape, because I needed to figure out which direction he tells her to escape. And for some reason I thought they should escape east, but when I realized, when I actually like wrote it out, drew it out, I realized, oh, they need to be going south. So that did help. It was kind of fun to sketch that out a little bit. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an inside look since I just talk about it. So yeah, I'm gonna film my little TikTok, and then tonight's my busy night. I gotta write and send off both my newsletters, and I gotta brush one of the dogs for my sister so that she doesn't have to worry about that tonight. And then I got a bunch of filming to do for Immortal's release, so I'll be working on that. So I will check in with you guys next time. Hey guys, it's NaNoWriMo day 17, November 17th, and I figured I'd vlog. We're on our way to go see my in-laws right now, and I don't know how late we're going to be, so I don't know if I'm going to get any writing done, but I brought my Padfolio, and I also have been debating about writing in it or my phone to keep track of the word count, because I can't exactly count the words if I physically write, but I have some ideas in my head for what's going to happen next, so hopefully I'll get my writing done, and if anything, it can give me kind of like the bare bones of what I need, and then I can just fluff it up and write more as I type it up, and that could hopefully help me today. I still want to keep up with the 2,000 words a day and get to 34K tonight, so we'll see what happens. I'll check in with you guys later. Holy cow, guys. So it is NaNoWriMo day 17. It is Sunday, November 17th. I vlogged earlier in the car. We went and saw my in-laws. We had a lot of fun, but I didn't get any writing done at all because we were too busy having fun talking. And then as soon as I came home, it was like 9:30, and my cousin and I are starting a new book-ish podcast called Pens and Paperbacks. So I'll have a link to our new YouTube channel and everything in the description, so go subscribe. It's exciting. But we did that, and we didn't stop talking and doing the podcast and everything until like 11:10, and I sat here and I was tired when I first came home, and then after all that my energy was zero and it was zapped and I'm exhausted, and I sat down, I was like, I can't write, and I genuinely was like, okay, I'm gonna have to skip writing. I just caught up, but I'm already gonna be behind again. And then the thought that Immortal is launching on Tuesday, and I'm probably gonna keep falling behind, and then that's gonna create a snowball effect. And so I sat down and I was like, well, I could write a little bit, and we'll see how much I can get done, which will hopefully help me catch back up later. But I think I wrote 2,212 words, y'all. So I actually managed to write tonight, even though I have no brain. So let's see, today, day 16. Let's log it, because I can't believe I wrote. Like, I am so tired. I don't know how this... So yeah, my goal was to get to 34,000 tonight, and I did, which, again, it may sound like I'm like lying or convoluted, or I have no English, as you guys can see, but I literally sat down and I was staring at the blank page like, there's no way I'm gonna write, I'm gonna fall behind, this isn't gonna work. And I just started writing, and the whole scene came to me, and it's 11:50, so I've only been writing for about less than 50 minutes, because it wasn't exactly 11, it was like 11:10, 15, somewhere in there when I started writing. So I just kind of just poofed this out of nowhere, which is insane because again I was so tired, probably a lot of mistakes and everything, but the last couple of times I've been writing, I've also been telling myself that it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to worry about trying to make it grammatically correct or not passive or anything. That's all going to be editing phase stuff, and it's been helping me not think as much and get more words out and write faster instead of slowing myself down to be like, oh, well, I can't say it that way. You know, like, it just write the dang story, get it out of your head, get it on the paper. Everything else can be fixed later. It was also coming off the tail end of the action sequence. So I had to kind of resolve that, figure out where they needed to go and everything else. So, and it helped that I already had kind of an idea of what I wanted for the scene. But again, I sat down and was intending to write maybe a paragraph or two is what I was expecting. And then when I stopped, it turns out it's 11:50 and I have 2,000 words later, here I am. So finally got them where I need them to go. And yeah, we're going to keep going. And I'm excited that I didn't fall behind. It's such a relief. So I'm going to really quickly film my TikTok, and it's midnight. So I need to, because usually my husband and I eat dinner at 11:30. So I need to check in with that and see what's going on, if we're still doing that together or not for tonight, since it's been kind of a long day. Good day, long day. So I will check in with you guys next time. So glad I got this done tonight. Hey guys, it's NaNoWriMo day 18, and it's my husband's birthday today, November 18th. Hope you enjoyed the clip. We went to Fuji's earlier. Hope you enjoyed the clips that I got from there. We also went shopping and we had fun, and it's been a wonderful day. We got home and I started writing at 9:20 or 9:30, and it's 10:11. So also check out these vibes. I got me a new keyboard. I'm so excited, and I like the feel of it. So I did write, and I did hit my word count goal tonight. So first of all, I went back up to kind of the middle / end of chapter 21, and I added stuff to there because I thought of another scene. I was like, oh, I need to add this. It's kind of important for continuity's sake. Basically tending to some wounds that I didn't deal with, that they needed to tend to before they get on the train, because the next scene is like the train scene, extended kind of thing. So I hope it makes sense. I'm so tired. I don't have English, but so yeah, so I added that, and then I read through the rest of the chapter and kind of added bits and pieces as I read through the rest of the chapter, and I calculated all of that and wrote it down, and then I wrote chapter 22. So cost to escape, it's day 17. I added 665 words to chapter 21, and then 177 words total. So that was 100 and, well, not total, but like after all the added ones, the little bits here and there. So that's 842 words added to chapter 21, and then chapter 22 is 1,220 words. And so the book is now 36,449, which I'm pretty sure the 18th, yeah, 36K is where I'm supposed to be at. So that is right where I'm supposed to be, and I'm very excited. So I'm going to film my TikTok posts on social media, and then I've got a YouTube video to edit for Immortal's launch party next Monday, and tomorrow Immortal is launching, so I've got to make sure that I've got everything ready for that, and I'm so tired. So I did write, and I'm excited. I was actually really inspired despite how tired I am. And the keyboard textures actually will inspire me or uninspire me depending on what they feel like. And it's new and different, so my brain is still trying to adjust to the change because I don't like change. But I like the feel of the keys, so in an odd way that's kind of helping. So I like those vibes. Yeah, I'll check in with you guys next time. Hey guys, so it's day 19 of writing in The Cost to Escape, and it is Tuesday, November 19th. It's day 18 of writing in The Cost to Escape. And today has been Mortal's release day, so all morning when my sister was working, I've been marketing Immortal like crazy, and then when I split back off for my me time, it was 9 o'clock, and I had to do a bunch of more marketing, so I didn't get started writing until pretty late, 10 or 10:30, maybe later. And then my session writing took a while, so I was inspired, but I had another action sequence to figure out, and it didn't actually go the way that I was expecting it to go. My character sort of ran away with me, and I was getting a feeling that stuff was going to happen, and so I had to figure out a way around that. And then I did a scene cut, and it was only 800 words. And then I was getting a different feeling, and that completely changed the entire dynamic. And basically, I just kept writing to try to get them out of this mess that my characters got themselves into. So in total, I wrote 2,650 words today in chapter 23, which actually put me way ahead. So I'm at 39,100. So today's goal, I was just supposed to get to 38,000. Yeah, 38K was today's goal. And I'm at 39. So I'm 1,000 over the goal, which is good. The farther I can get ahead, the better. So I'm going to vlog and log this for NaNoWriMo and all that stuff. And I'm done for the night because I'm exhausted. It's been a long day. But I was inspired. My new keyboard is amazing, and the texture of it's making me want to type. Yeah, even though I don't know, things happened, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I got to get you guys out of this mess and get to phase 2 of this book. So that's everything. I will check in with you guys next time.